Hello again, KTEH viewers. I'm Bob Mitch, and I'm here with my friend Aubrey West.
Hello.
And a few others, of course, to host another installment of the How Who Are You Doctor Who Marathon.
Before we begin tonight, we'd like to settle a little debate, though.
Yes, we'd like to know which of these is the real TARDIS key.
Well, I'd say yours.
Oh, no, yours.
Younger and wiser heads should prevail.
Well, of course, the real answer is both of them.
For most of the show's run, starting in the pilot episode in 1963, the Doctor, be it William Hartnell, Colin Baker, or Peter Davison, used the Yale key, because that was the lock on the TARDIS prop.
But in 1974, for the 11th season, that all began to change. John Pertwee felt that the key needed more character, so this spade key design was implemented and used for the 11th, 12th, and 13th seasons of the show. It was popularly associated with Tom Baker's Doctor, so if you look on the back of the key, the design is meant to reflect the constellation of Castorberus, and this is where the Doctor's home planet of Gallifrey resides.
For season 14, though, a new TARDIS key was built by Barry Newbury, and this time reinstating the Yale lock, and ergo, the Yale key. A new key was later designed in 1988 for seasons 25 and 26 by Mike Tucker for Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, bearing the seal of Rassilon and an Art Deco design. This can only be glimpsed briefly, though, in Ghostlight and Survivor.
Now, when the TV movie was made in 1996, the spade key design returned at the insistence of executive producer Philip Segal. The key used in that production, by the way, was the same one that could be ordered from 1-800-TREKKER at the time. So if you own that BBC licensed TARDIS key prop, you pretty much own one of the TV movie props, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. By 2005, though, when the show returned, a new police box was designed by Edward Thomas, and the Yale key was reinstated.
Now, the key's all well and good, but what about the police box itself? Well, how many doctors have even piloted the TARDIS?
Well, the simple answer would be all of us.
Of course. Well, he's right. The TARDIS, the police box, has been one of the main icon images of the show, which has stayed with it since its opening moments in 1963. All 10 and soon now to be 11 doctors have piloted the old rickety police box through time and space. In 2002, the BBC granted copyright on its design because its image was now associated with Doctor Who more than the police force.
Of course, the design of the TARDIS was taken from a 1927 concrete police box in the United Kingdom, which then was, of course, when those kind of boxes were still standing on the street corners.
Yes.
The prop was originally designed by Peter Bracacchi in 1963, he having passed a police box outside the studio, thus giving him the idea for the prop to be the Doctor's, outside of the Doctor's ship. Of course, it was the original prop used in the first Doctor series was originally a prop from Dixon of Dock Green, a police box used there. Afterwards, they made a smaller version out of plywood for easy assembly. Later TARDIS police boxes in the 1980s were made from fiberglass and were frequently repainted and refurbished over the years. But you get to see a different police box that was built by a local California fan, didn't you, Bob?
That I did, Aubrey.
Yeah.
Actually, it's over in Burbank, California. And let's go over there right now and check it out.
There have been 4 main designs of the police box throughout the classic series, 2 additional if you count the new series, so that's 6 total. But I want to talk about this particular box behind me, which has a very special history with the fandom here on the West Coast. Now, with me is my good friend Tadao, who's going to describe more.
Jamie, Zoe, someone's at the door. Oh, never mind. What?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Bob. How's it going? Good. What's new?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Just wanted to ask a few questions about this lovely police box.
Ah, yes, the TARDIS. What would you like to know about it?
Well, for instance, I'd like to know, how old is this box?
As far as we can tell, the TARDIS is over 6,000 years old.
The police box.
Oh, this
not
police
the TARDIS.
box. Oh, the
Thank
TARDIS, the TARDIS. The police box, as best as we can guess, is just a little over 29, maybe 30 years old.
Goodness.
It's quite old.
Now, how long did it take to build this particular box?
As I understand it, it took about 1.5 years, 2 years on and off with a collection of friends of Doctor Who and Southern California, and, of course, this entire crew putting it all together. TARDIS Assemblers Logo Union 42.
Now, as I mentioned, there are basically 4 designs of the police box used
Yes.
in the show. Now, is this based on any particular design?
Actually, it's based on all of them, believe it or not. One of the main culprits, Mr. Alan Hale, took the time, and as any science fiction fan would, started finding out everything he could about the heights, sizes of all the actors. So, of course, you being, Tom, and me being, William,
Right.
he went as far as extrapolating the sizes and the heights from what he was able to find out from news and periodicals and all that.
I understand there is a bit of a history with the local PBS station and this box. Could you tell us anything about that?
Whenever there was a promotion, there was the drives for Doctor Who. The Time Meddlers of Los Angeles were often asked to please be there and please support Doctor Who. And for many, many years, the Time Meddlers came in and quite surprised the public television station by bringing in their own TARDIS. There have been other silly TARDISes in the world, you know, ones that are quarter size, ones that are turned into baby buggies, but this is the only full-size TARDIS that has shown up.
I hear there's a very special connection with this box and the Fox 1996 TV movie.
Yes, there is. The Fox 1990 movie starring Paul McGann, Doctor Number 8. This was brought in as two things. It was brought in as part of the premiere of Doctor Who at the Directors Guild of America, and they asked for it for the TV shoot, for the promo. And the photo shoot you see in TV Guide is of Sylvester McCoy handing the keys over. Funny, oddly enough, something like this key
Yes.
to Paul McGann. And the picture you see with them in this wonderful backdrop, and this is the TARDIS, this is the old girl. The funny story I have to tell you, though, about this was that it was one of those, you know how actors are, we're kind of like, you know, what's our motivation, sort of this and that. And for some reason, Paul kind of looked over and said, oh, I wonder what, and he was surprised to find that the door opens.
Right.
And then he read this entire listing, and he got down dedicated to the memory of Ian Marter. And as the story goes from other people, it's like he straightened out and he suddenly became much more the Doctor than anyone ever expected for this photo shoot.
And have the actors commented on the
The
box?
actors have all commented on it. I mean, you have to understand, there have been other TARDISes built around the globe. San Jose had one for a while, and Chicago TARDIS and all these other places, but they're all rather flimsy, as it were. Almost every single one of the actors and companions have come out of this box going, wow, this is fantastic, it's great, it's almost like the real one, and most of all, they've said the most important things, this thing is sturdy. We cannot slam the doors on any of our TARDISes because the whole thing would shake. This one is sturdy, this is solid, and every one of them have enjoyed coming in and out of this TARDIS on stage, off stage, at all the events that we've had, including Gallifrey 1.
Well, you know, this brings me to a couple of the details, actually.
Please.
So this does normally have a telephone inside.
It does have a telephone usually inside. It's a Bakelite, it's an old-fashioned 1940 pickup phone. The phone actually works.
As well as lights, as I understand.
Lights work out. There is a remote control unit. Yes, there are such things in those days. Completely wired in. You could wire it by remote control, turn the lights on and off on cue. And it does the whole blinking thing. The sound effects we have to do with the tape and it.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yes. But one last detail about the key. Now, I understand that this key can be fit into this slot here,
Yes,
correct?
it can.
But the real key, the real lock, is like the real TARDIS, a Yale key, correct?
The Yale key is absolutely correct. And it is very similar to, I don't know, this key. A Yale TARDIS key, which you see in all the other things. And the most important thing is that in honor of people who have worked on the TARDIS or the show or companions, they are presented with an honorary TARDIS key.
I think we're going to pop back over to the studio, but thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you much. Can I give you a lift?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, sure, no problem. Come
I'm
on.
going to take this route. I'll see you back in the studio.
I hope you're not in a rush to get anywhere.
Oh, of course not.
Okay,
No.
just wondering.
We can be there yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay.
I wish I really could walk into one of those police boxes and find these walls and a console waiting for me, huh? It does lead me to another interesting local discovery I made regarding the TARDIS console, but we'll get back to telling you more about that one later. But first, let's see how the Doctor himself handles those TARDIS controls in this next exciting episode.